If you've jumped straight into this video without completing the first 2 stages of this lesson, including completing the second violin, viola and cello from the start through to bar 17, then you can open a catch-up file. In your Core Resources folder, open the Lesson 2 folder and then open the Beethoven2.sib file. This video assumes that you've correctly set up a MIDI keyboard. If you haven't done this yet, look for detailed instructions in your Sibelius Core Curriculum book. If you're having problems setting up your MIDI device, you will also find more information in the Sibelius reference, which you can open from the Quick Start, or you can check the website of the manufacturer of your keyboard for technical support specific to it. If you don't have a MIDI keyboard at all, don't despair. Sibelius 7 includes an on-screen keyboard panel, which you can open by going to the Panels group in the View tab and then choosing Keyboard. Like other panels, it can be undocked and resized. You can click keys to play them on the keyboard, but much more useful is to literally play it from your computer keyboard. With the QWERTY input button selected, keys on your computer align with the keys on the keyboard panel, as indicated in orange letters on this diagram. The Z and X keys also change the octave that the keyboard is recording into, so you can record a piccolo part or a tuba part just as easily from the keyboard panel. Obviously, the keyboard panel isn't as great a solution as having an actual MIDI keyboard. For instance, if you record the violin part now, you'll have to stop and change octaves at a few points. But it does give you an on-the-go solution for live performance into Sibelius. When you finish using it, don't forget to turn off the QWERTY mode, or Sibelius's shortcuts won't behave as you expect. Before you start recording directly into Sibelius, it's worth taking some time to set this up. While this may not seem as exciting as dashing right in, if you give Sibelius an idea of what you're going to record before you record it, it will do a much better job of transcribing what you play into music notation. I don't know if you've ever tried writing down the music that someone plays as they play it, but it's difficult. So you want to give Sibelius the best chance it can get. Go to the Note Input tab and then find the Flexitime group. You'll need to click the Dialog Launcher button, which in this case will open the Flexitime Options dialog box. Flexitime is so called because Sibelius can actually attempt to follow your tempo as you play. So, if you speed up, Sibelius will speed up to keep up with you. Slow down, and Sibelius will slow down too. This works really well if you're a good keyboard player, but if you're a poor one like me, turn this option off to avoid getting confused. Once off, you must play in time with Sibelius. You don't need to change all of the other settings in this dialog box. Under Voices, you can uncheck Record into Multiple Voices because you're recording just one part into one staff. Next, click the Notation tab. You now come to the most important of all settings in this dialog. By telling Sibelius what the shortest note value that we intend to play is under Adjust Rhythms, it will fix up any bad timing by making it match that value. If you look at the first violin part you're about to record, you'll notice that the shortest note length is an eighth note or a quaver, so select that. You don't need to worry about any other settings here, just click OK. Before you start recording, there's one more little trick that can make it easy. In Lesson 1, you learned how to open the transport panel and saw that it has a tempo slider. If you now slide this to the left, you can slow the tempo down to make it easy to keep up with the recording. And, when you're done, you can slide it back to the middle and everyone will think that you're a great keyboard player, even if you're not. To record, select the bar that you're going to record from, in this case, the first bar of the first violin, and then click the Record button in the Transport or in the ribbon. If you're lucky enough to have an M-Audio Axiom Pro keyboard with hypercontrol, you can press the Record button right there on the very keyboard that you're playing from. When you want to stop recording, just hit Escape. Record up to bar 17 so that you've completed all 4 parts to this point. When you've finished your recording, it's likely that there will be a few mistakes. Be patient. Learning to input music into Sibelius with Flexitime recording takes practice, just like any form of note input in Sibelius does. You can undo the recording and do it again if it's really terrible, or you can use the editing skills that you learned in Lesson 1 to fix up any small mistakes. To make you even faster at editing, try this. Click on any note in your score and then press the left and right arrow keys to move to the note before or after that one. If you hold down Control or Command on a Mac as you do this, you'll move by a whole bar at a time. Remember, the up and down keys move the selected notes up and down, so very soon you can be editing pitches just using the arrow keys.